Like, I was almost speaking, I remember we are not all from Kenya. What are the effects? Yes. Depression. Does it happen? If you know that children commit suicide because of effects of the internet, that a person who commits suicide is a person who commits suicide, that's the last level of depression. A person gets to the point of finding that life is worthless, and so they say, I guess.
Mm-hmm. People took it seriously, just like other issues.
Okay. So, yeah. So she says it's important for this to be discussed wider and wider. She says this is the first time she's really getting to understand all these things that we're talking about, and so there's need for more platforms like this to be able to discuss this so widely, because it is such a serious problem. 1 minute, we see whether someone else before we give to. Okay, just let it face this way, not that way.
So I was like, if you have AI, so AI can help us identify children in abundance. If we have AI training, so that they can help other children, not only for HTTPS. S stands for security.
So information, isn't it? Having the information on how to access safe sites, how to engage with the internet in a safe way as children. And that is something that's time and money in helping children get this information. So, interesting time we'll go to the third question. What is our role as children in preventing Oxea from harming other children? What can you do? Because again, we are talking about what adults can do, what government should do, what everybody else should do, but we have the responsibility of protecting other children. So we are talking about preventing. How can we prevent us as children? How can we prevent other children from being harmed by the internet? Yes.
Okay, so we're in a generation where our parents don't really have time for us, and we don't really communicate with our parents, but we communicate with our peers. So, as a way of preventing also, I'm thinking
we could rather advise our peers, like she's met this new guy. Normally, this OCR thing happens with long distance relationships, because your partner wants to be seen and all those things, and so you're like going to be taking off your clothes and those things. So your friend should be able to give you good advice and tell you that no, in the end there's going to be consequences. Just like Alan, his picture was taken in 2015, but then again 2023 we are able to still see this picture, meaning information never dies. Like, it will never delete. Once it's on the internet, it's never going to die. So you should let your friend know, like, the consequences of what she's going to do and the repercussions that this thing she's doing today, she won't see the effect. Maybe when she's going to apply for a job or a promotion, her competitor can just bring it out and be like, hey, this is you. And she says it. Yeah, so advice from peers.
We can, it's not printed, I don't know. So, okay, you can use it. Yeah, so as children, we have a responsibility. Please don't just laugh at a person whom you're seeing they're getting into trouble. Don't be happy that someone else is getting into trouble and you know what to do. If you have been exposed to all these kinds of trainings, even amongst your peers in the village or in the estate or wherever, if you have information that you're seeing this person is slowly getting addicted, you can tell them, spare some time to do something else. You don't have to be in the internet all the time. Right from your home to your community, you have a responsibility. What other one thing can we do as children? I know you're thinking through it. Keep thinking through it. Right now we don't have time, but think through what you need to do. And in everything, child protection, as you expect things to be done in you as a child, also look at what is my responsibility. I'm telling people to change this. What have I changed? When I'm standing in front of people and telling them, this is what we want changed, this is what we want, we must say, me as a child, I have taken this initiative and done 1, 2, 3. So if I can do that as a child, even you as adults are able to change the situation. The last question. So we talked about how we can prevent. And protection is about prevention and response. So the last question is, what is our role as children in helping other children who are already affected? We said engagement with the internet in the wrong way can lead to depression, can lead to suicide, can lead to dropout from school, can lead to all those things. So this is a child who is already depressed, and you're sure they are depressed, and you know that it's engagement with the internet the wrong way that has caused the depression. What do you think you can do as a child? I mean, as an individual.
So to me, the best thing to do is don't be judgmental, because the person is already feeling guilty. So you don't have to now come and like remind the person that I told you not to do it. Why did you do it? Now you see, in as much as you've already done that in the beginning, you're not supposed to constantly do it, because the person is still suffering from this trauma. So you can talk to the person, like counseling. You can go and look for an older person you trust, and like you link your friend to that person, that okay, so this is someone I find comforting, I can talk to about anything, I'm sure you can do the same. Then maybe from there, person can heal gradually.
What else? What else can you do as a child? What else can you do as a child?
You're saying an experienced person, for example, when one was managed out of it to speak to one who is already in trouble.
Very good.
Are you able to find support groups in your community? Isn't it? You can use an experienced person, and in that setting of support groups, that's where you invite the experienced person. Maybe you have also been personally affected and you've overcome it. So in the support group, you may be talking about your experience with online grooming or with cyberbullying or with all these things, and then you tell them, this is how I managed to come out of it. Then in the group, you never know. There could be somebody who is in the verge of being addicted, and then they are going to be saved. So using an experienced person, if you are free to use your own experiences so that they know what is happening to me is not abnormal. It is something that happened to another person and they overcame and are unable to overcome. How about reporting? Are you able to report? If you knew where to report safely, are you able to report maybe a cyber bully, anonymously? Yeah, you can't do nothing, isn't it? You can't just sit and do nothing. For a child who has been affected, they need help, isn't it? So we are just thinking, how can we help children who have been affected? What initiative can we take ourselves as children? It could even be happening in your own home. And I'm a parent of young people like you, or even older, and I can tell you that there are secrets in my house that I never get to know things are happening because they've reached that age where they don't speak to mom. Do you tell your secrets to your dad? You'd rather a person who you are closer in age, isn't it? So maybe you go to your big sister or you go to your person and it happens. So if you're a big brother or you're a big sister of a person who looks like they're on the verge, if you see your brother or sister just seated at the corner for 5 hours clean on the phone, let it concern you, isn't it? You can give an alternative. Hey guy, let's go for a walk. There's this topic, there's this, you're just trying to distract them because loving them is not letting them stay in the gadget and you are seeing this person is addicted. If these things that we have said happen to children, happen to them, will you not be affected? So it is also our responsibility, much as the government has a responsibility, your parent has a responsibility, everyone else has a responsibility, we also have a responsibility. In the previous session, we discussed what the government can do. You gave your opinion and they were put down. And also, I hope someone is also capturing things that you as children are also able to do so that we can protect other children from online sexual abuse and exploitation. Again, I also wanted us to list. We said reporting is very important, so I wanted to also ask if there was time we would look at channels of reporting on ZEAC in your country so that you are very clear on how ZEAC is reported. And I wanted you guys to just look into your country system, government system, and know in Kenya we have the DCI, in Kenya we have what we call the 116, which is a child helpline. Oh, excellent. So in your country, how can you report?
So we also have a 116 free line for reporting OXIA cases to the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, which is like the parents' ministry responsible for the affairs of children. So like you can just take your phone if you have any information. You don't even need to identify yourself. You can just take the phone and say, hi, I have seen this and this is happening there and there, and then the ministry will make sure to investigate. And if it happens that there is need for further investigation by the police, then they'll make sure to channel it, and then the police will come and intervene.
Exactly. So information is power. Knowing where to report is very important. Which other country is represented here? They can tell us just one way they can report OXIA cases. I don't know you, so just raise your hand if you're from a different country from Kenya or Sierra Leone. Okay, I know. There's Nigeria. Who comes from Nigeria? Oga? Okay. Not Nigeria. Alright, she doesn't know, and that's a gap again. When you go back home, please get to know where you can report OXIA. Another country? Which country?
Lesotho. Technology-wise, I wouldn't say we have a helpline that's active. We have helplines, but they're not active. We'll be having those emergency numbers. When we call them, you will wait for 25 hours. There will still be no response. But one thing I shouldn't paint it in a bad way. There's a good way. There are offices near police stations, several of them, where you can go and report child abuse case or females, most of women who are being abused. They can go to that. It's called the Affairs Office, whereby you report them. And I've seen World Vision in my own district. It also deals with that. You can go to the World Vision, tell them about what your children are going through. Maybe they can get a social social counselor to mediate, or if it needs further law officials, they can come and help you with that. So
Excellent. Those are very elaborate reporting channels. Who has an additional one? Apparently, even the other countries represented may not know where to report. So this is an issue that you need to pick up with the relevant personnel to be able to know where. Reporting is so critical. Reporting is so critical, and knowing where to report. Imagine you have a problem and you don't know where to go. Again, if you go to the home setting outside the government, you can report at home, you can report to a trusted adult, isn't it? Yeah, everybody has an adult who they trust. So reporting to a trusted adult. So that's about reporting. This is the last slide. We have already discussed the effect of OSEAC. Unattended mental health, you talked about mental health, and so mental health goes a long way to affect the lives of children. So because we said that mental health is a resultant of is a result of addiction to the internet, a child can actually find themselves affected mentally to the point of becoming abusing drugs, to the point of being unable to form relationships, to the point of being secluded. They just want to be alone from family and friends. They disappear from the picture. You don't know where this person has gone. Look for them and maybe you'll find that they have been addicted to the internet. In terms of school, poor school performance. Do you know of a person who was very good in class, and because of engagement online, their performance just starts going down because their attention is drawn to something else. Classwork is no longer priority. Once they get home, they're addicted to the phone. Their mind sends them to the phone, and within no time, after a long time, they remember, I had assignments to do, and it's 11 o'clock at night. Are they able to do the assignment well? They're not able to do the assignment well. So this is just, I picked a picture of a child who I felt, feels, maybe they've been bullied. Maybe they've been bullied online, and they're feeling worthless. They said, look at your nose, you're so ugly, and then they get depressed. So there's so many things that can cause children to get depressed. Maybe they've sent their needs. Maybe this girl has sent their needs and they don't know what to do, They feel the best thing is just to kill yourself. After all, I'm never going to get this thing out of it. Why our young brother there is affected by this picture? He took the pains to take the picture around the whole, because it is affecting him. He wishes it can come off the internet, it can't. So those are the effects. So the last slide. So here we are looking at how OSEAC affects children. These are psychological effects, physiological effects, social effects. All right. Thank you.
Please let us clap for her in a better. Yes. Can you give us like a minute? Just 1 minute. Yeah. So, because the presentation was amazing, I think that clap is not enough. Let's have a different clap. So I'm going to teach you a different clap. We call it the left clap. Okay? So in Sierra Leone, when someone has done an amazing thing, we always do the left clap for that person. So it goes like this. So can we do that one? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for that creative clapping, and thank you to Child Fund for that amazing presentation and for engaging the audience in what we've learned. Thank you so much. Madam, please, can you remind me of your name, Madam, from Child Fund? Okay, thank you so much, Eunice. You did a fantastic job, and thank you also to Joshua. Yeah, and we do appreciate you and appreciate the partnership we've got going on. So we'll more things to come up in the next few days. Yeah, so for today we are done. I think we've had a really long day, and we're going to close the meeting now. So tomorrow we have to start a bit earlier. We're going to start at 8:30 because there is an agenda item today which we couldn't do, which was a presentation and group discussion of a 10-point statement on child-friendly OXIA model law. We already sort of started it, but tomorrow we're going to do group work on how we would, the recommendations which we talked about today on OXIA. We want to do a model law for the continent, looking at also issues of artificial intelligence and all that. So we want you to bring your recommendations and your ideas on how we can start up this model law. What do you think a model law is for the continent? An OXIA model law that covers the whole continent, that countries who already have legislation, those who don't have, or those who are trying to develop, can use that model law to align to what they have at national level. So we'll do that, and we'll do group work tomorrow for about 30 minutes, and then we'll go into, so we need to start tomorrow at 8:30 exactly, so we can do the group work for 30 minutes, and then we will just have the recommendations together. We won't give too much feedback, but because we've already talked about some recommendations today, so we'll just put all the recommendations together for the final day. So anyway, Stella, do you have any housekeeping, transport, or anything else?
Thank you, Nina. We're supposed to get our DSA today, but unfortunately, our finance officer will be here tomorrow. So we expect to get our DSAs tomorrow. And also, if we are taking dinner at the hotel, a Bracken House, we pay from our pockets, from the DSA that you receive. Is that okay? So if some of you yesterday you had your dinner, once you get your DSA, you have to settle that. And if you want to continue to have dinner there, then you will pay dinner for the 5 days that you'll be here. Is that okay? Thank you. Yeah. Breakfast, it's bread and breakfast. Breakfast, it's fine, but if you take dinner, you have to pay.
Except for the one for yesterday. Yesterday is part of the package. As we are told in the hotel. So yesterday we didn't pay for it.
Dinner?
Yes.
Part of the package?
Yeah. That's what the hotel reception says.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Another thing, if we want to go to the mall, there is a bus. The bus that took us today this morning from Brockenhurst to here. If we want to go to the mall, we can arrange for that. But this can only happen once we get our DSA. Now, for last night's dinner, maybe we need clarification on that, right? Maybe someone can clarify. The dinner, yesterday they had dinner, so they said that dinner it's part of the package. So maybe.
So everyone it's on. So everyone has been booked on half board at the hotel because as a group package we were able to get a percentage discount. because yes, it's only for those who are resident at Brackenhurst. Okay? Yeah, the rest we know how we sort ourselves here. So the international delegates have been booked on half board at Brackenhurst, and that includes dinner. Okay, and actually for the entire 5 days. However, it's Brackenhurst that is actually calling because they want to know about the dinner. Hey, hi, Lucy.
I'm waiting for your feedback kindly about dinner.
Okay. We're actually discussing about dinner now, so that we can give a feedback.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, are you sick?
Oh, one. You know, yeah. Yes. And just to add to that, for those who are staying in single rooms, they are paying $45 for half board. For those who are sharing double rooms, are paying $33 for half board. And for those who are staying in triple, which is just one team, we'll have to confirm that, but they're paying less than $33 for the half board. Those ones who are staying here have a different arrangement. They're not paying anything. Yes, for those who are sharing. Now, why we got that rate is because we went as a group. So we were given a percentage discount, 10% discount. But however, should we want to go as individuals, we will pay the normal rate. Okay? Which is $50 per person. All right.
I'm a bit confused. The confusion is, for us that are staying at Brackenhurst, we are going to pay the hotel fee from our DSAs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from your DSA, yes. Yes.
Because I don't want to take my bag and just leave and not pay. They won't allow you to leave.
Yes, so the only team is working on that. And thank you very much, Nini and Stella, for assuring us and for supporting us that this will happen. So please, when you go to eat very well. It's your money. Okay? Don't fast. It's part of your bill already.